This video was sponsored by Craftsy. More on them later.
So as you may know, I spent the last few weeks preparing an outfit and a little hand puppet rat for my very first Ren Fair, and if you didn't know that, you can go and watch those two videos right now. And I was originally going to attach what I filmed of the event itself at the end of the rat video, but the problem was I kind of just wanted the event to have its own moment, and I didn't want it all to be condensed and squished at the end of another video, so that's what this video is gonna be about. Very unplanned, but I got my notes with me, and Milo has decided to join me as well. Alright, so let's roll some footage that I already filmed. Through some miracle of magic, it is actually not going to rain today, but it is still pretty gloomy and cold, so thermal shirt is on again. And I've made some updates to the costume. So Perry has got a clip sewn onto his back, and also I've got a little loop sewn onto my waist right here, so that if I want my hands to be free, he can just hang from my waist. And for the purse, I did decide to bring the wicker purse after all, just because it's so cute. Inside here is going to be my essentials, such as a sewing emergency kit, some hand sanitizer. Unfortunately, I don't think this is gonna fit any water, so I'll just have to bum water off of other people, I guess. Unfortunately, my phone is not going to fit in here, so last night I sewed a little pouch to the back of it with that velvety green fabric so that I can keep my phone on me at all times, but also keep my hands free. And now I am Ren Fair ready. Let's go! Before we get on our way, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Craftsy. So I call myself an amateur on most of the videos I make on this channel. Problem solving and struggling is part of my personal process when I'm trying to figure out a new hobby. But if you don't want to spend hours or even days, honestly, trying to troubleshoot a new hobby on your own, Craftsy is the perfect online community to find fellow DIYers sharing their knowledge.
With over 2,000 classes for anyone ranging from newbie to absolute pro, you can find step-by-step instructions and tutorials on a ton of hobbies and skills, such as painting, drawing, and sewing. I, for one, briefly considered making Perry out of crochet, and I found classes for how to design a crochet doll and how to actually make the doll. And there are also tutorials in written form if that's what you'd prefer. You can learn from these short, easy to follow, expertly made tutorials anywhere, anytime, and Craftsy is always adding new classes, so like me, you can find yourself happily becoming an amateur in multiple crafts at the same time. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click on the link in the description below will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. This offer is available to new members only, and man, is this such a deal. Thank you to Craftsy for sponsoring this video, and now back to the adventures of me and Perry. So even though I did want to vlog some of the event, I wasn't super focused on documenting every little single thing that happened because I just wanted to have fun, you know? I don't want to have my work brain turned on. And most of my time was spent hanging out and talking with friends anyway, and that's not exactly something I want to film and put on the internet. So I ended up arriving about an hour early, and so I was helping them set up and stuff. And because of that, I was deemed technically a volunteer, so they gave me this rat pin as thanks. Look at his little buck teeth, his little party hat. And I mentioned in my dress video that I could feel movement could be a little restrictive because of how unstretchy the materials were. And as I was helping them put up the banners, I could definitely feel a very strong tightness around my upper arms. I think it had to do with the pearl garlands that were on the sleeves. But luckily, nothing broke, nothing tore apart, so I didn't end up having to use my emergency sewing kit, so that's a good thing. And after we set up, I had a very healthy lunch of chips and chocolate and Rice Krispies, and of course HP and mana potion. The organizers were super prepared with their hydration options, so that was a really good thing because like I said, I didn't bring any water with me. Yeah, so I got to chill for a bit and watch people arrive, and it was very interesting seeing what people were dressed as and what they interpreted as fitting attire for a Ren Fair. So a lot of people were in fantasy garb, and there were some people who had more of a different take on things. So there was somebody wearing a neon colored pink and yellow jester outfit. It was very bright. It reminded me a lot of Yabi style, very colorful. There were multiple people wearing mouse ears, which was very fitting of the event, and there were dogs in costumes. Oh my god, they were so cute. And of course it was fun seeing what kind of props that people brought. Somebody brought, because they were dressed up as a mouse, some bigatures. They had scissors and a spool of thread and a giant button. That was super adorable. Also, my friend brought a basket of fake food, and one of them was a piece of cheese, which Perry greatly enjoyed. And one thing I didn't know about Renaissance fairs is that people trade trinkets. If I had known that, I would have brought something, but this was my first time at a Ren fair, so knowledge for the next time. So I got a little crow, a little rubber duck, a little potion bottle. I also got a lollipop. I had nothing to offer back for this except for a chance to pet Perry. And one of my friends even went so far as to, quote, have a go at him.
Running past that mother dressed in hose, golden hair and mud of many acres on their shoes, gazing eyes and running wild past the stocks and over stiles. Kiss the window, merry child, and come and buy my toys.
I'll be real, I had no idea Perry could sing like that. A lot of people were really enamored by Perry, so I'm really glad that happened. I, unfortunately, was too embarrassed to sing the little song I wrote for Perry, so I ended up just singing just random songs from K-pop Demon Hunters, which seemed to please the crowd. So on the topic of singing, there was a harpist going around with a fancy purple little harp, and me and my friends were serenaded with a barred version of Pink Pony Club, which we clearly very greatly enjoyed.
I'm having wicked dreams of leaving Annecy, oh Saint Cecilia, I swear she called me. Lord, what hast thou done? Which pink pony made? Thou shouldst be a mountain, oh mother. Pink pony in, I shall keep on dancing. Pink pony in, I shall keep on dancing. Let them call it a sin. I shall keep on dancing with the pink pony in. Pink pony in.
You don't know what they're doing, but
touch the things on the
you can touch, you can grab, you can like.
As one of the event activities, there was also a stamp rally, which I didn't personally participate in, but I did follow around my friends as they were completing theirs, so I got to have secondhand fun. I have a bullet point that just says dogs. I just wanted to relay how much fun it is to see dogs in their little on-theme bandanas and outfits. Jenna was so cute and I got to pet her, so. And Perry got to meet her too, so that was great. Sorry, was I holding the mic way too close to my mouth? Right, the weather was so good. It was cloudy most of the time, but the sun did peek out here and there. It definitely felt very bright and happy, and what I was wearing was very comfortable. It was just perfect temperature all around. All right, and then now we were getting to the events. So the first event that happened was a weapons history lesson, as well as a sword fighting demo by the group Lobos de Acero. I am so sorry for butchering that pronunciation. Demoed some sword fighting for us, and not just sword fighting, they also had spears and the big things. I don't know what they're called. I'm sure it will come to me later, but for now just know they are like really long axes.
This thing can pierce through mail like a knife go through hot butter. Izquierda. Primera fila abajo. Segunda fila, cintura. Tercera fila, listos para golpear. Come on, my family was choosing my God. My horse is there. I'm gonna draw my sword. What would you do?
Fatality.
They were also practicing before they were demonstrating this for us, and hearing the ring of sword on sword was just so satisfying. The way it just kind of echoed over the field. Ah, so nice. The second event that was put up was a costume contest, of which I had zero footage of because I was participating in it. The winner was somebody wearing a cow-inspired Lolita-esque outfit, but with a lot of religious iconography, so holy cow. I can see why she won. The third event was even more sword fighting by Academy Duello. It was kind of equivalent to medieval WWE, I would say. They were fighting over whether cannolis or donuts was the best dessert. I was on the cannoli side and we lost, very unfortunately.
On guard! And begin! Woo! Woo! Go Brian!
Go, Brian!
Hey! Oh, yeah!
Come on, Brian!
We're keeping
And then after that, it was some downtime where me and my friend went to the garden games where we got to play cornhole. Perry got to throw a beanbag as well. We also started a game of Giants Jenga, but we didn't get to finish it because we got called away. It was right around when the game was getting extremely difficult and dangerous, so luckily we didn't get to have any losers. We just got to have fun. And then the day ended with a raffle. There were a lot of prizes, but the biggest prize was a rat doll, which I got a glimpse of. It is really cute. And then we got one huge photo, which if I can access, I will post in the video right here. And then afterwards, me and my friends went to get a nice sushi dinner. And on the way home, that's when the rain started. So Perry and I are back from a long day at the Renaissance Fair. We had a blast. On my way back home, however, that is when the downpour started and why I might look a little bit disheveled and damp. But that didn't intersect with the event itself at all. So once again, extremely grateful that it was very nice weather today. I had a huge blast at this event, my first Ren Fair ever. I was so exhausted by the end of the day though. I can only imagine how exhausted the organizers were. They did an amazing job, especially for their first time too. I think everybody was just really craving some kind of event in our area. And yeah, I'm really glad that it went well. So hopefully we can get more of these kind of events in the city. That would be neat. I would love to go to more Ren Fairs. But yeah, that is the end of this video. Let me get Perry to say goodbye. Oh yeah, I just remembered that Perry also got a little trinket. Pipe cleaner butterfly ring on his wrist. Perry and I had a lot of fun at the Ren Fair, and we both hope we can get to go to more. Alright Perry, say bye!